Muskingum's latest play, A Wilderness, opens this week.
Musicians come together for their annual jam session in memory of a local legend.
And students decorate cakes dedicated to President Ann Steele. All this and more on the Muskie Daily.
Thanks for joining us here on the Muskie Daily. I'm Johnny Newhart.
And I'm Lindsay Graff. Our top story. Big news coming on Monday. Muskingum University will announce its 21st president. The university was notified of the decision earlier this week and is invited to attend the grand announcement in the Roberta A. Smith Library Monday at 4. The announcement will be broadcast live on WMCO 90.7. Be sure to stick with Orbit Media for coverage in the coming days.
As the focus shifts on Muskingum's newest president, students are still remembering the current president, Ann Steele, who is set to retire June 13th. Last Friday, students participated in Muskingum Programming Board's Caketacular, a cake decorating contest. This year's theme, President Steele, students drew pictures of Steele, wrote messages of endearment, and competed to win Steele's vote in the competition. Steele even shed a tear as she addressed students in attendance.
An update on the bacterial meningitis case on campus. According to Susan Fracker of the Muskingum University Wellness Center, the 19-year-old student has recovered from the disease. Fracker says the incubation period for the bacteria is expired for anyone who may have been in contact with the unnamed student. She says there is relatively no risk of contracting the illness, as those who may have been in contact with the student have all been treated.
Main Street New Concord is getting a makeover. The changes, which include adding decorative streetlights, benches, and crosswalks, are funded in part by the Transportation Enhancement Grant, or Alternative Writing Grant. In order for New Concord to receive the funding, the community has to match 20% of the money that is donated, which equals to $40,000. The grant is distributed through the Ohio Department of Transportation.
One Boy Scout troop is planning to get New Concord residents out of hibernation this Sunday. The troop is hosting a community block party at the elementary school on Stormount Street from 2 until 6. Activities include archery, a canoe obstacle course, and various wilderness-related competitions. Troop leader Mike Brooks says that people of all ages will enjoy the event.
Anything from 1 to 111. I don't care how old you are, you're going to have fun if you come out. So just come on down and have a good time. And we'll have some hot dogs there to roast over the fires after the fire building competition. And like I said, I think it's just going to be a lot of fun for everybody.
This past weekend, area musicians came together to raise scholarship money for the Cambridge musician students in memory of the local music legend. Here's Marty Kurtz with the details.
For the 12th year, the annual Jammin for Johnson benefit concert raised money for the Bunk Johnson Music Scholarship Fund. The scholarship is in honor of Bunk Johnson, a well-known local trumpet player who passed away from cancer in 2005. Sophomore Levi Masters was one of the two recipients of the scholarship. Masters performed at the concert with the likes of two-time Emmy Award-winning pianist Dave Powers and coordinator of the event Todd Thornton. Masters says he doesn't know the Johnson family personally, but was familiar with Bunk's legacy.
It really makes me want to try harder as a music student, as a music education student, just in general with everything that I'm going to be learning at Muskingum. Piano even, which I've never actually had any interest in before, but now that I'm there and I've got the scholarship, I've got all of the music things that are helping me, I actually want to try more than I ever really did back in high school.
As all the musicians came together to honor Bunk Johnson, they also enjoyed themselves throughout the evening. Bunk's daughter, Alicia Thornton, says that she is happy with the turnout to honor the legacy of her father.
He was very passionate about his music. He was very passionate about his family. And he loved Cambridge, Ohio. He really did. And he was a great guy, and anybody who knew him will tell you that.
The event raised around $2,500 for the Bunk Johnson Scholarship Fund for this year. For Orbit Media News, I'm Marty Kurtz.
Still to come, the latest theater production, A Wilderness, opens this week. Our Chris Morgan will sit down with some of the members of the cast after the break. Stay tuned.
We have the music. We have the cameras. We have the talent. Orbit Media, where the magic happens.
On the story. On the quad. On the scene. This is the Muskie Daily.
Welcome back to the Muskie Daily. I'm Chris Morgan, here with two of the stars of Muskingum University's production of A Wilderness, Olivia Brown, who plays Essie, and Adam Livingston, who plays Richard. First of all, guys, thanks for joining us on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you.
So it's opening night. Are you guys nervous, excited? What's going on?
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. We've been working on everything since pretty much right when we got back from winter break. So
we got cast last semester and then had our scripts. So
it's nice to finally get to the culmination of all that.
So Olivia, you play Essie. Go ahead and tell me about your character and what role she plays.
Well, the story centers around the character of Richard and his whole family, and I play Essie, who's the mother of Richard. So I get to play Adam's mom, which is pretty funny because Adam and I are pretty good friends. And she's very headstrong and very much a driving force in the family. She takes care of everyone.
Take your crackers out in the backyard! You hear me? Tommy, stop spinning your napkin. How often have I got to tell you? Mildred, sit up straight. Do you want to throw a humpback? Richard, take your elbows off the table.
But she can also be very kind and compassionate and kind of annoying at times. But she's a really interesting and fun character to play. A lot like my actual personality, too. And, I'm very strong and obstinate and all of that.
So do you think that really helps you really get into the role?
It really does. The more that I was with the character and learning about it and really getting into once I learned my lines, was really into the production of the, working at rehearsal, I realized how much she was like me and the softer and kinder sides of her, which I thought was really interesting because at first she seems just kind of annoying. But as you get closer to her and you know her more as an actor, you realize a lot of the softer and kinder and sweeter things about her.
So Adam, go ahead and tell me about Richard. What's his deal?
Okay, well, Richard is the focus of the play. He's in every scene, and it tends to follow him and where he goes. It's really about him growing up, and it deals with young love and kind of finding your place and everything.
Have you been trying to have something to do with Muriel? Something you shouldn't? You know what I mean?
It's interesting to play that because Richard is 16, and this is the first time I've ever played a character that was younger than me. So, especially a lot of the things that he's dealing with, it's interesting to go back and think about things, especially kind of like what she said. When we got into the rehearsal process, I kind of started realizing where my life kind of crossed with his, and I would see those moments where I'm like, oh yeah, even though this is more than 100 years ago, I still remember doing things kind of like this when I was his age, saying things just to make someone mad, or rebelling just to rebel.
So without giving anything away, what's your guys' favorite part of the story?
My very favorite scene is the last scene. I get to do this really beautiful adult love scene, and it's juxtapositioned next to this ardent love scene that Adam's character has the scene before. And so me, I play an adult. I'm in late 40s, early 50s, and I'm just sitting on this porch talking with my husband, who's played by Tim Pollock, and we're just talking about our family and our kids, and it's really great, and it's a very calm, steadfast kind of love that I enjoy doing that scene, especially because it's juxtapositioned next to that young, ardent love. I think it's really interesting.
I would definitely hope that it's going to be a great show, I think. And if you want to see A Wilderness, you can go to the Sandra Wolf Thompson Theater in Caldwell Hall Thursday through Sunday, with shows starting at 8 on Thursday through Saturday and 2 in the afternoon on Sunday. We'll be right back on the Muskie Daily, and I'm going to go and take a look at the weather coming up this weekend. Should be getting kind of interesting out there.
Stay updated on decisions being made on campus by tuning into Student Senate here on Orbit TV. Student Senate meetings air every Tuesday at 11 in the evening and Wednesdays through Sundays at 10 in the morning and 6 and 11 in the evening.
A team led with experience, reporters forged from ethics, and a crew dedicated to bringing the knowledge. This is the Muskie Daily, the #1 rated college television broadcasters in New Concord.
Looks like Mother Nature can't quite make up her mind this week, with snow coming in after being 60 just a couple of days ago. We'll see the snow showers continue overnight tonight with a low of 23. Tomorrow will be cold with a high of 32, but no snow in sight with mostly cloudy skies. The clouds will stick around for Friday night with temperatures dipping down to 21. Now here's a look at your extended forecast. Muskingum University Athletic Director Larry Shank has a new title to add to his resume. Shank was appointed to the NCAA Division III Infractions Appeals Committee by the association. The Infraction Appeals Committee consists of 5 different people from across Division III athletics and hears and acts upon appeals of rulings made by the Committee on Infractions with major violations by member schools. Muskie men's lacrosse gets their 2015 campaign started on Monday when they take on Alma. The Muskies will be under the direction of head coach Nick Gallagher for the 2nd season after going 3-11 in 2015. The sophomore duo of Andrew Bookbinder and Zach Kern also returned to lead the attack. Bookbinder led the team in points with 32 last year. Basketball season might be over for the Muskies, but the men have a lot to look forward to next season. The team returns the entire starting 5, including leading scorer Jarrell Marsh. It'll be a veteran-laden team with big contributors like Josh Keys and Ricky Wilson returning as seniors. The women's basketball team also has a lot to look forward to next year, but have a few more holes to fill in the rotation. The team loses point guard Angela Darnley and forward Leah Moran to graduation this year, but have had players waiting in the wings to step up in Caitlin Smith and Jasmine Goings. Still to come on the Muskie Daily, they're back. Our movie lovers Aaron and Matt share their thoughts in today's 1-minute review.
That's right, Chris. Our movie experts, Aaron and Matt, preview the Oscar presentations, in another minute review.
And DJ Ace. And today on 1-Minute Review, we're going to be talking about the 88th Academy Awards.
Going for the gold. The first thing to notice about the 88th Oscars is the absurd amount of movies that they nominated with a grand total of 8 films.
Yeah, and those 8 films include Bridge of Spies, Mad Max Fury Road, The Revenant, Spotlight, The Martian, The Big Short, Room, and Brooklyn.
But personally, I would love it if Mad Max got it.
I think if Mad Max,
just because it's so absurd.
If Mad Max did get it, I think it'd be kind of groundbreaking, just because an action movie doesn't typically win Best Picture.
It's not gonna get it, though.
It's probably not, but I think it'd be hilarious, but also pretty cool if it did. Besides that, I think The Revenant isn't going to win either. I think the story wasn't too compelling. It was really compelling, but I think
just give the man an Oscar, please.
Give DiCaprio the Oscar for Best Actor.
Do it.
Cinematography for it was also really good, but I also think that maybe The Big Short or Bridge of Spies will win.
So that's 1 minute, and I heard Bridge of Spies was very good as well. So.
Yes, I think I haven't seen Bridge of Spies yet.
Anyway, the Oscars airs on Sunday, February 28th at 7 Eastern Standard Time. Be there.
And that's going to do it for us here on the Muskie Daily. I'm Lindsay Graff. For Johnny Newhart and all of us here at Orbit TV, have a nice day.